very, very happy. Very happy.
I know that you've never been short on confidence, right? But I mean, today, getting ready, walking to the cage, I mean, what was the feel like? Was it still supreme confidence, or were there little moments of doubt like, oh man, all this thing that I've been working for, it's finally here?
I've been in this camp for so long, and it's been a tough road to get here. I've been calling for this fight since UFC 200, so for it to finally be here, it's over 5 years in the making. I'm just glad that, it's over and done with, number one. Number two, I was cool, I was calm, I was collected. I was cool as a cucumber, and I definitely think that made for a easy second fight camp, easy fight week, and an easy walkout.
Yeah. Obviously, round one probably didn't go exactly as you drew it up, so I'm just curious kind of what's going through your head as round one was playing out, and I guess what the discussion was on the stool in between rounds.
I mean, I wasn't deterred by any means in round one. I don't know if you've seen some of my past fights. Sometimes it takes me a little bit to get, shooken up and woken up a little bit in order for me to get going and to make those adjustments going into round two. I feel like round two, round three, I'm just warming up. So for me, that was, I was not deterred by any means. In fact, I had her in an arm lock, I think, for a good portion of that first round. And the adjustments from my coach was just like, keep being you, you're doing great. Just keep going out there and just do exactly what you just did. So it was great.
So round two, you start having success, but you take the damage to your eye, obviously, that's kind of causing issues. But at some point, like you said, we're throwing down, right? Which I don't think any of us thought was the way you were going to win this fight, right? So what's going through your head? You said, yeah, you know what, I'll just stand and we'll just start throwing bombs at each other.
Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks that I am just only versed on the ground or that I'm just a ground person, but in mixed martial arts you have to be versed everywhere, and I'm confident on the feet, I'm confident in the clinch, and I'm confident on the ground. Wherever the fight goes, I'm comfortable. It's not that I have one specific specialty. I like to go wherever the fight takes me, and I just kind of let the fight take place however it does naturally.
So you got to the back. Did you know the choke was there? I mean, was it difficult to work in, or did you know, like, oh, I've got it right now?
I saw her leaking from her nose a little bit, and I put the choke on, but I wasn't sure. I didn't realize that she tapped. I remember when I took her down, I thought, man, I wish somebody could tell me how much time I have left in the round, because I didn't know how much time was left. And then after that, the ref picked me up and they threw me in the corner, and I think it was either the commissioner or the ref, and I said, what happened? He said, it's over, you're done, it's congratulations. I was like, oh, gee, I didn't even know.
So is that when the moment of elation sets in, I guess? That's only when you know?
Yeah, Amanda's been such a great champion, and she's done a ton for the sport. So for me to be able to take out, arguably the greatest of all time, was something and is something that is still sinking in right now.
Nice. Last thing I'll ask, I think you said going in, like a rematch. Dana was here and said if she wants the rematch, we've got to see what she wants. Do you believe the rematch should be next? Do you want it to be next? And if so, how soon do you want to fight? How much time do you want to take to enjoy this?
We could do it next week. I'm free next month. 2 months from now, whenever they want to do it, I'm ready. No, in all fairness, I've been in camp for a year. I really think that my daughter deserves some well-deserved mommy time, a little vacation. After that, definitely, if she wants to do a rematch, we can do a rematch. I've always been a company girl. I've always been whatever they usually, point me in the direction and I go there. You point, I shoot. So whatever they want to do, we'll talk about that later. I just want to enjoy the moment right now.
Julianna, congratulations. I saw you dancing when Amanda's walkout music was playing. You were dancing. You were that relaxed that you could dance before the fight. Do you normally do that kind of thing?
I love music. Music is 1,000% in my blood. It's something that I love and I enjoy quite a bit. So to know, actually I was expecting her to walk out to a song that I asked Heidi Dean to play for me one time, and she was like, you can't play that song, that's the champ song. I said, no, that's my song. So when tonight, I was expecting her to walk out to my song, and I was going to be singing that song the whole time, but it ended up being a different song, and I was like, oh, well, this is a great beat to shake it to. And so that's what I did, and yeah, I was definitely cool, calm, and collected. I heard the commentator say, she looks nervous. I was like, what are you talking about? I was dancing.
Yeah, no, I saw that. The question, like I said to Dana even before the fight, I was asking her about your confidence, and I said, if she said, hey, Amanda has this weakness or that weakness as a fighter, you can see it. But like you're saying, she's ducking you, and she had fought the Cyborg and everybody else on the best of the best of the best. So can you explain like what you saw that made you think she was ducking you, given all the terrific fighters she fought?
Sure, I would love to tell you guys a story. At UFC 200, when the T-Mobile Arena very first opened up, me and Kat were the first girls on the card, and I beat Kat. When Amanda fought Misha, I sat cage side and I said, I want that fight. When she became champion, she came here and sat before you guys, and you guys asked her, who's next? And she said, I think Julianna Peña. And I'm like, that's great, that's my fight, I want that fight. I called for it at the cage. So I'm expecting to fight Amanda. Well, Ronda Rousey just got knocked out by Holly Holm, and she got to cut the line. And instead of Amanda fighting me, she took a fight with Ronda. And I'm like, that's not fair. But, you know, it's MMA. So she took the fight with Ronda. Somewhere along the line, I got pregnant. I came back from pregnancy. I beat former world champion Nico Montano, and I called for that fight. And against the champ. And it didn't end up happening. Then I fought Jermaine Durandiman. And her camp was over there in Abu Dhabi saying, she is watching very closely. She does not want to fight you. This is the rumor that I'm hearing. And it's from her camp. And so I'm like, I know she doesn't want to fight me. So when I lost to Jermaine Durandiman, she tweeted out, you haven't even made yourself worthy for me, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, man, I had that fight. It was a bad night for me. I turned around, I stayed active, and I got that win against Sarah McMahon. Now, in between beating Sarah McMahon and taking this fight with Amanda, I was offered the Ultimate Fighter to coach alongside Amanda Nunes. And I said, yes, absolutely, I will do that. Well, we've got to wait for Amanda. We're waiting for her to do all this. She has a farm. She's going to go back to Brazil to tend to her farm, and we don't know if she's going to do it yet. So I'm like, okay, she's not going to Brazil. I can see her wife is having a fight against Mackenzie Dern. She is not in Brazil. It's not like she's going to go take her baby by herself to Brazil. And so then she said, no, we're not going to do the Ultimate Fighter. And I'm like, of course you're not. So later on, we have the fight scheduled for August, and she pulled out. Now, back in, I think, May, she said she had COVID, and it was reported Amanda Nunes has COVID. So now, come in August, she has COVID again, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not trying to downplay the COVID thing, but it was just weird timing. And not only that, once again, I hear from a rumor, from somebody in their camp. They say, she hasn't even been training. She hasn't even showed up at the gym this entire time. So I remember I ran into Dan Lambert over in Houston, and I said, I know that she hasn't been training. Somebody in your team says she hasn't even been training. He said, no, she has been training. She's been training. And so that next Sunday, that was a Saturday, Sunday morning, I see Amanda posting that she's in the gym and now she's training for the fight. And now we're here in December, and she made it. And honestly, you know, no disrespect, but the whole time I'm thinking, something is going to happen and she's not going to make it. Something's going to happen. She's going to, you know, because she pulled out with Valentina, I think the night of the fight, and she pulled out with me the week of the fight. So I was like, yes, I'm going to show up in December, but if Amanda does show up or not, that's going to be the question, and that's the only thing that I was, you know, worried about.
Let me just ask one final question, maybe a little bit crazy, but she has 2 belts, right? So now if there is a rematch, you're a big girl, and you know Kayla Harrison's also around. There would be a big money fight if you beat Amanda at 45. Would you consider, under any circumstances, fighting her the second time at 45 so that maybe you would be a champ?
I think that there's some rematches that I want to do. I would like to go down and rematch Valentina Shevchenko. I would love to get that rematch against Jermaine Durandiman. I would love a rematch if that's what she wants against Amanda Nunes. Those are the rematches that I have in my peripheral. And with that being said, you know, right now I just kind of want to soak it all in and enjoy this moment of becoming the champion tonight. Thank you.
Julianna.
Hi.
Congratulations, champ.
Thanks, Sean.
So, just looking back, getting to this, I mean, 2014, well, every ligament basically in your knee, and then you had the break in 2018, and just this whole journey, and all the ups and downs. Put into words really what this means at this point to show so many people prove all the doubters wrong. It's really, it's inspiring.
And I mean, for me, I got nothing to prove. You know, I got nothing to prove. Everybody was sleeping on me, and I shook up the world, and then I did what I said that I was going to do. But at the end of the day, I'm not surprised. You know, I know that I have a big, huge will and determination, and I've been saying it all week long. The world is your oyster. You can literally do anything that you want in this life. You have the ability to do anything that you want in this life. I've been through the wash. I have literally been through the wash. I have done it all. I'm talking torn everything that you could possibly think of. Ran over by cars, hit by dudes in the alleys. You know, I've done it all. Nothing was going to stop me from getting this belt. This has been 13 years grinding, and it's finally come to fruition, and it's my time.